welcome back to episode 3. Mama, we made it, okay? Because I told y'all it took me a long time to get this started, to get out my own way, to get out my nerves, to get out of all of that, okay? So we made it to episode 3, and today we're going to talk about what I think is a sensitive subject, because a lot of people don't want to have this talk with me. But baby, we're going to have it today, okay? So today we're going to talk about how memories are more important than money. Did you hear me? Memories are more important than money, okay? There should not ever be any type of event that you miss, a family function. Now, if you don't want to go, that's just something a little bit different. If you don't want to go, then you don't want to go. I can't make you go. But when it comes to your kids, you should never miss an event for work. Okay, most people are taught to go to work and pay bills, to keep a roof over your head, to keep food on the table, clothes on your back. We all heard it all before. We've all heard it all before. Okay, I feel like Sunshine Anderson. Okay, heard it all before, heard it all before. All of your lies, all of your sweet talk, baby this, baby that. Don't get me started, because America, your lies is not working with me no more. I'm sorry. They not. I'm sorry. All of that, go to work to get a good job. Well, go to work so you can pay your bills, so you can eat. But they don't talk about the toll that working takes on your family. They don't talk about the missing events with your kids. They don't talk about missing time with your significant other. They don't talk about missing time with your sick parents or your sick grandparents. They don't ever talk about that stuff. They just talk about, oh, go to work, get a job. But when you at work, they don't talk about how hard it is to get a day off. Or if you don't have PTO, you got to take unpaid leave, but everything is so expensive that you can't afford to take unpaid leave. So then now you're putting yourself in a hole. You can't even get sick for real. Jobs are not more important than spending time with your family, or even just spending time with yourself. To me, it's one of the most important things ever. I'm just gonna say it. Maybe I'm biased. Y'all tell me how y'all feel in the chat, but that's my take on it. Point blank period. Jobs are not as important as spending time with your family. Take the time to make memories with your kids. I want to give y'all a little story time about one of my biggest regrets as a mom. One of my biggest regrets as a mom was I lost my job, when I told you I lost my job because of the migraines and they fired me. Child. So lost my job, and I was scared. I was terrified about bills. I'm like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Bills, 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 bills. Y'all, please don't get me to singing, because I start singing Destiny's Child. Y'all gonna learn I love music, and on Sundays I do play musical games on TikTok Live. So if you want to join me, make sure you come join me. Anywho, I was so terrified that I went and got a job. Now, my very first job that I've ever worked, like my first W-2 job, was at a factory. But that was when I was 18, 19 years old. So I went to a factory of a well-known place that a lot of people boycotting right now that I shall not name. Went to this factory, and the position that they had me in was, I can't remember if I was a picker or what it was. Like, they wanted me to get on this little machine, drive it around. It's like a forklift, except for I'm the person lifting to get up to the shelves to pick the stuff for the orders, right? So I'm like, I'm scared of heights. Like, is it anything else y'all can get me to do? Because I'm terrified of heights. I don't want to go up there. I am scared. I don't even like getting on real big slides. Like, I'm terrified. Like, I'll get on like the big slides, you know, at like a amusement park or something like that. But like them big old water slides at the amusement parks that take you whoop-de-doop swoop. Like, I don't like heights. As I got older, I don't know what, because I wasn't like that as a kid. I was not, but now that the older I get, I am scared of heights. I've never even been on a plane before. I've never been on a plane before. Now, I know I need to get on a plane to go to California to meet my siblings, but I've never been on a plane before. That's a whole nother subject. Anywho, just started working at this place, and because I just started working there, I was afraid to take a day off for Bryson's first ever show. Like, he was going to a daycare, but none of his other daycares had shows. So I'm like, he ain't even in real school, so this ain't gonna matter. And it mattered because I missed it. I missed it. My husband, I don't even know if he took pictures. I don't know, but I missed it. That's all I know is I missed my baby first ever show. And I don't know if he remembered that I missed it, but baby, I remember that I missed it. And I just feel so bad. Like, just looking back, why was I so dumb like that? Just for them to fire me a few days later because I was scared to go up. I was terrified to go up. I went up there. I started shaking, shivering. Somebody please help me. They had to talk me through pressing the button because all the training went out the window because I'm afraid of heights. So I just was up there just shaking. And then they was like, yeah, we're going to have to let you go because we don't have another position for you. When in actuality, they could have put me in another position. They just didn't want to. Okay. Anywho. Yeah, so that happened, and I regret that. I really do. I regret that to the fullest because I should have been there for my child. Okay, I haven't missed nothing else since. I will say that I have not missed anything else since. Okay, but I want to let you know money will never be more important than the time you spend with your family because the moment a job lets you go, you'll be replaced within 24 hours. Your family can't replace you. Them jobs, they will replace you. That is a fact. I'm spitting a little bit ill. That is a fact. Them jobs will erase you ASAP. ASAP. I don't even know why I put a T on the end of that. ASAP. Huh. You're going to be gone tomorrow and they're going to replace you tomorrow. I know I done spoke to plenty of people who one of their co-workers died and then a week later they got a new hire in the position. Do you know how these companies don't be caring about us? They care about that bottom dollar. And if you can't be in that seat, baby, we'll find somebody else who is willing. And when they have a mentality like that, you have to have a mentality like, well, find somebody else because there's nobody else like me. Like, you really got to understand that you are that person. And with that mentality, once you step out and you realize who you are, you're going to realize that, baby, I don't even need this. Like, the way I be on my job, like, I don't need this. And knowing I need the money right now because my platforms aren't making what I need them to make right now. But I still be on some, I'm better than this type of stuff because I know that it's better out there. And when you get in that mind frame to know that it's better out there, ooh, they don't like that. They don't like that. They don't like when you're in that mind frame. Because when you're in that mind frame, they know they can't just do anything to you. Like, they can't just ask you, like, oh, do you think you can do this? Or, oh, do you think you can do that? No. If it's not in my job description, baby, I'm not doing it. Unless you're going to pay me more for it. Because that's more of a job. Point blank, period. You have to know your worth because these companies will play with you. Okay? They will play with you. They will try to get you to do any and everything for free. For free. As long as you on the clock, they feel like they already paying you anyway, so you just need to do what they say, and that's not true. If it's not in my job description, I'm no longer going above and beyond. And I know a lot of people be like, oh, you shouldn't feel like that, because I used to feel like, and hear me out, I used to feel like if I go above and beyond, they gonna see that, they gonna recognize that, and they gonna let me move up the chain and blah, 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 bullshit. Because that's really all it is. It's bullshit. Because I done been on jobs where I've worked my fingers to the bone. And people come in, brand new people, just, I don't know what was the difference between me and them, but I do know that they didn't look like me when they got the higher position. I do know that. Sorry, y'all, it's time for me to manifest. I am the source of my abundance. Wealth flows through me and to me every day. It's 11:11. I hope you, if it's 11:11 where you are or at 11:11, go ahead and say your manifestation. Sorry, y'all. I just seen to look into my inside life. I'm stopping no matter what I'm doing to do my manifestations on time. All right. Anywho, where was I at, y'all, with that? Jesus, I forgot where I was at. I lost my train of thought already. Jesus. Dang it, what I was talking about. I know I was talking about jobs replacing you. Okay, I lost my train of thought. That is crazy. I really did. That manifestation is real because I'm serious. I am going to be rich. In the next few months, I am going to be able to come off of my job. That's what it is. I was talking about my job and how they be trying to get people to do extra stuff. And I don't be with none of that. I just don't. If it's not in my job description, I'm not doing it. And, oh, that's what I was talking about. The opposite. There we go. Whoo, y'all, my mind be everywhere. Y'all, when I tell you I be having so many ideas pop in my mind. Anyway, I was talking about the opposite of how I feel now. Before, I used to feel like if I climb up the chain, everything will work out. I'll get a promotion. I'll get this. And it's all a bunch of bullshit because they know who they want to pick. They hire who they want to pick. Currently, at my current job, I've been asking and asking and asking, can I get in the marketing team? Can I get on the marketing team? Can I get on the marketing team? Can I get on the social media team? Can I run the social media pages? It would make sense for a person like me to run the social media pages because I am a content creator. However, they went ahead and hired some young girl fresh out of college. And I get it, I don't have the education, but I have the experience. And these last few years, it was more about experience than it was education. But I think now they're trying to lean more towards education. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate what I don't know. I'm just going to say they keep overlooking me. But I'm also taking it as a sign from God. Remember last week I told y'all, change y'all mind frame. I'm not looking at it as a negative. Like, yeah, they overlooked me, but that's because I'm not supposed to be on this job. This job is to fund my dreams. This job is to keep the lights on. So, and also be able to buy my memory cards and my mics and the things that I need in order to make my podcast and my content go to the next level. So, I'm not that mad. Because if I do I just look at it like this. If I was to get the position, they put me in marketing, I start liking it. It start taking away from me doing what I really want to do in life, which is my content. So, I'm not looking at it in a terrible way. See, y'all, I told y'all, change that mindset. Because the old me would have been flipping out like, oh, no, why not me? Why didn't they pick me? Nobody likes me. Oh, I would have been doing all of that, flipping out. But now I'm just like, it's better. It's better out there. I know that I'm supposed to do better. I'm not supposed to do marketing for you because I'm supposed to be marketing for me. I have t-shirts. I have ebooks. I do coachings. I want to start showcasing. Ooh, y'all, shameless plug for some upcoming content, y'all. If y'all are in the Columbia, South Carolina area, or anywhere in between here in Augusta, Georgia, also in Augusta, Georgia, I want to showcase Black-owned businesses. So I want to be able to come to your business no matter what it is. It doesn't have to just be food. I want to come to your business, showcase what you do, and show the world what you do. I want to use my platform for good because when I start making the money that I need to make, my plan, okay, and this is my personal plan, and y'all can hold me to this plan. I want to be able to give back to my community. Like, once I'm good and my bills are good and all of that stuff, instead of splurging, yeah, I'm going to splurge, and me and my family going to go on trips and stuff. However, I want to help moms with daycare. I want to help them pay for daycare. I told y'all, if you follow me on all platforms, one of my dreams is when I get the money, I want to walk in a daycare and pay anybody who's behind on their daycare bill. I want to pay their tab because I know how that feels. I do. I want to do clothing drives for kids to go back to school. A lot of people don't know I'm a licensed braider. I want to do a hair drive where I get a couple of hairstylists together and we help the community. Like, I really want to do these things. And I also want to showcase Black-owned businesses because it's time for us to start shopping with ourselves, okay? And I want to find some businesses that we didn't know that we had, because I know somebody got a Black convenience store. They just have to. We have to have a Black convenience store with soap, laundry detergent, we have to have one. And if we don't, we need one. And then that furthermore take me, like, we need our own. I know people who make soap and stuff, but we need like our own dish detergent, our own laundry detergent, which is probably some stuff out there. If y'all know any of these companies, drop them in the comments, because I really want to showcase Black-owned business. I know Keith Lee doing his thing with the businesses, the food industry and stuff like that, but I want to showcase all Black-owned businesses. So no matter what type of business it is, if it's owned by a Black person, I want to come. Now, okay, I'm gonna showcase it on my platform, and don't be coming there talking about how cheap I am, because your girl I ain't made it yet. This is something I want to start doing now. I want to start spending my little bit of coins, okay, on supporting Black-owned businesses coming out there. Now, if anybody want to, give me something to review, I'll do that as well. But I want to come out and start supporting Black-owned businesses. I do. I already do, but I want to showcase y'all and put y'all on my platform. Anyway, y'all, I got real off subject just then, because that's just what I do. Y'all know I be rambling on. I do be rambling on. Now, I want to touch on a subject that's going to hit you. Might cut you a little deep, okay? We were taught debt before we were taught financial literacy. We were taught debt before we were taught financial literacy. And I say that because, right, hear me out, because I know people be like, oh, what is she talking about? She's always complaining. We always... No, listen. We were taught to go to school, and when you go to college, if you don't get a bunch of scholarships, you have to get financial loans and stuff like that, right? And when you get those loans, you got to pay that stuff back. And that stuff follow you for the rest of your life until you pay it off. I mean, Biden and them, they got rid of some student loans, but not everybody's student loans got, you know, evaporated. So they taught you that, but they don't teach you how to manage your money so that you can pay it back. I didn't learn budgeting in school. I didn't learn anything financial. Like, and that's crazy because I took business in school. But all I learned about was... I don't know what I learned. That's the crazy thing. I don't know what I learned in that class. That's wild. Anyway, we weren't taught financial literacy. So that's something I also want to touch on. I want to create a once I learn, I want to teach everybody else. I want to create a financial literacy book. So that's something I want to work on as well. Anyway, we were told that we need to go to school in order to be successful. But all that did was put us in debt. Then we were told that we needed a good job in order to be successful. However, these jobs don't pay a livable wage. And I want to touch on that because I looked up the statistics of jobs across the country, right? And what the average rent is in the states across the United States. And there's not one state where their minimum wage is a livable wage for a person. How do y'all want us to be successful when y'all are not even paying people minimum to be able to survive? To be able to pay their rent, keep their lights on, keep running water, keep food. Like, I don't understand that. How are we supposed to be like, everybody be coming here for the American dream, but who actually benefits from the American dream? Because the American citizens don't, in my opinion. Especially the black American citizens. We don't, because we live in these impoverished areas where they don't pay us enough. And then we go get a good job or a decent paying job. And then all of something come up and a little bit of money we save going. It's just a never ending cycle that I don't know how we can get out of it. Well, I know how. I know a few different ways how, but I'm working on them ways. Okay, I'm working on them ways because I'm trying to get up out of it. I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck. It's aggravating. Anyways, like I said earlier, most single people in general feel they need to get a second job in order to make ends meet. And it's only 24 hours in a day. So when do you sleep? When do you spend time with your kids? When do you spend time with your family? When do you have time to live life? And that's a real question. My daughter had her awards day ceremony today for the 2nd grade. And one of her friends, I won't say the little girl name, the little girl was crying because nobody showed up for her. And I felt so bad. I felt so bad because I would never want my child to feel like that. And granted, the parent didn't think about that. They probably felt like, oh, I got to go to work to make the bill, you know, pay the bills and stuff like that. I just don't want that for my child. I just don't. And like I said, I'm not faulting the parent for not showing up. 9 times out of 10, her parents are at work so they can keep a roof over her head. But it's sad that this is the world that we got to live in, that we can't even show up for our kids because we can't afford to take a day off. A lady at my job, right? I don't know this lady. I don't know this lady. This lady got into a car accident. Her eye, black and blue, swollen, bruises on her body. And everybody kept asking her, why don't you just go home? We can tell you're in pain. Why don't you just go home? And this lady said, I can't afford to stay home. This is where we live at. We live in America, in this society where a person injured cannot afford to stay home. Because if she stay home to try to heal, she'll either have to rob Peter to pay Paul to keep a roof over her head, to keep her lights on, to keep food. Like, are we... Are we okay with this? I really want to know, are you okay? Drop it in the comments. Are you okay with this? Because I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm really not. I'm not okay with living in a world where you can't afford to heal. Because guess what? If you don't take the time to properly heal, that can cause more harm and more damage to your body. And when you pass, that job ain't going to care. They're going to have another you there within 24 to 48 hours. Y'all, it's time for you to wake up and want to do better. You got to want to do better so we can be there for our kids. When you working 2 and 3 and 4 jobs, who's watching your kids? When you working 2 and 3 and 4 jobs and you got an elderly parent who's sick or a elderly grandmother who's sick, those last memories are very important. But you won't have no memories when they pass because you was too busy going to work. We really have to think about these things and start prioritizing ourselves, our mental health, our health in general, our health outside of work. Work cannot be the end all be all. Because granted, we all need workers. But we need more. When these black-owned businesses bloom the way I know they're going to bloom because we're now opening our eyes, I need us to make sure that we take care of our people. Make sure that we pay them well so they won't have to go get 2 and 3 jobs. Make sure we have flexibilities for parents to be parents and go to their kids' things. And I understand it's a business that we're running. However, in other countries, their families are not stressed. I don't know if it was Italy or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's somewhere where these people get an hour and a half lunch break so they can sit down and eat with their family. And then they get like a month off of work, like a summer break, just to have fun and paid. We need to figure out how we can do these things for our people so that we not so super stressed and there for our family. Because that's why we have these, what they call YNs. I don't even like to use the term, but that is why we have these YNs, because the streets is raising our babies because we too busy at work. And then people fault you for not being a quote unquote good parent. But you, in your head, you're being a good parent because you're going to work to provide for your kid. But it's more to parenting than providing. Way more to parenting, way more to parenting than providing. You have to actually be there, create memories, spend time. Mold them, teach them. Even if you were self-taught, a lot of things about myself, I was self-taught. But I'm still going to teach my kids. I taught myself how to cook, and I'm going to teach my kids how to cook. I taught myself how to do hair. I'm going to make sure my daughter know how to do hair. If my son want to learn, he can learn too. I have nothing against that. If you want to learn how to keep your little hair cute because he a pretty boy, I understand that. Whatever you want to learn, I am willing to teach you. I would rather be the one to teach you than for somebody else to teach you. And that's just me being honest. I'm sorry. Because people will try to teach your kids something that they ain't got no business learning. We need to be there for our kids. And that's why I say, if you know anything, help us get to where we need to get to so that way we can all be financially free together. So we can be here for our kids. So we can go back to having block parties. Y'all remember block parties used to be so fun? I'm sorry, I'm from North. We used to have block parties, and it used to be a blast. You hear me? I ain't been to a block party in a minute. I used to love going to block parties. Let's get our kids back, y'all. These streets, we can't let the streets take our kids because that's what they wanted. That's why they put us in these hoods, because they wanted us to take each other out. It's time to stop that cycle, y'all. It's time to end that cycle. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Do you understand what I'm saying? If you understand what I'm saying, let me know in the chat that you understand what I'm saying, okay? We are so focused on money that we forget to live. We got to stop doing that. We have to stop doing that. I just want y'all to know, and I'm going to end it on this note. This world wants workers, and don't let it stop you from living. This world wants workers. Don't let it stop you from living. Okay, y'all. This has been a amazing, yet it got a little deep episode of Beyond Normal with Mya Lamis. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you get me on all platforms. Make sure you go check out my merch. I just dropped a new shirt. Make sure you go check out my ebooks. Grab your little one-on-one coaching, whatever it is. Please support. Also, you can subscribe on all platforms. Subscribing on YouTube is free, but I believe it's $2.99 on Instagram and it's like $2.99 on TikTok. So please go subscribe. Please support. I don't have a Patreon, so the subscriptions would be a support to me. Anyway, see y'all later. Have the day you deserve.